My name is Danielle Reeves. I am 31 years old, and the day my family decided to throw a party celebrating my departure, I discovered just how silent a person becomes when the wound cuts too deep for screaming. I had only gone back for one last box. That was truly all I needed. A couple of hoodies, my grandmother's handwritten recipe cards, some work documents, and the little things I hadn't managed to squeeze into my car the first time around. But when I pulled into that driveway, what I saw stopped my breath completely. Smoke curling from a grill, lawn chairs scattered across the yard, coolers propped open on the grass, neighbors laughing like somebody had just scratched a winning lottery ticket. And then I saw it. A banner stretched across the garage in enormous red letters. "Goodbye, freeloader. Don't come back." For a full second, I genuinely thought my eyes were deceiving me. Then someone recognized my car and the laughter got louder. A burger patty smacked against my passenger window and dragged grease down the glass in a slow, humiliating slide. Someone hollered, "There's your last free dinner, loser." People doubled over laughing. A woman nearly spilled her drink. I didn't scream. I didn't plead. I walked past all of them, collected my box from the hallway, and noticed they had taped a handwritten label to the top of it that read, "Survival Kit." Inside were garbage bags, instant noodles, a half-melted candle, and a cheap apartment listing circled aggressively in red marker. When I stepped back outside, every single one of them was still grinning beneath that banner, so I pulled out my phone, took one steady photograph of all of them laughing, and drove away without a word. 7 days later, those same people were blowing up my phone, begging me to undo what they had destroyed. Before I tell you what happened next, I want you to sit with that image for a moment. 31 years old, a woman who had quietly held an entire family business together with her own money and her own sleepless nights, standing in a driveway while the people who were supposed to love her threw food at her car and cheered, because they believed she was nothing. For the first several miles after leaving that barbecue, I gripped the steering wheel so tightly that my knuckles ached. I didn't allow myself to cry until I reached the long stretch of open road where no one could see my face through the windshield. And even then, it wasn't the kind of crying that makes noise. It was quiet and hollow and furious, the kind that rises up when your body finally accepts what your heart has been fighting to deny for years. They hadn't simply asked me to leave, they had celebrated it. They had painted my humiliation in giant letters and handed out food so people could enjoy the show. And the cruelest part of all was that every person standing under that banner was completely convinced I was the one taking from them. None of them had the faintest idea how many times that business would have quietly collapsed if I hadn't stepped in and caught it before anyone noticed it falling. My family owned Reeves Home Solutions, a small appliance repair and HVAC service company based in Clarksville, Tennessee. They fixed furnaces, air conditioning units, water heaters, washing machines, dryers, dishwashers, anything a family needed working for the first deep freeze or the first brutal summer. Around town, people thought of it as a solid, hard-working family business. They pictured service trucks and weathered hands and men who smelled like engine oil. Nobody pictured me at the kitchen table past midnight, correcting insurance documents, rewriting botched warranty submissions, calming down customers who were 3 seconds from leaving a devastating online review, rebuilding service schedules that had been scrambled beyond recognition, or rescuing contracts my family had nearly handed away through sheer carelessness.